Hello everyone, this is Bryant with sfftsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. We're here at Fiesta Texas. It's a nice warm sunny day, and as you may or may not know, it's fall, so there's all kinds of events going on. During the day right now they have Kids Boo Fest and they have the Oktoberfest Food Festival, which runs now through October 30th. So you can enjoy Kids Boo Fest on Saturdays and Sundays. They won't be doing it on Fridays when the park is open, only at night. But during the weekend, you will be able to enjoy it. So what we're gonna do in this video is explore the park, walk around, show you all the stuff that's going on with Kids Boo Fest, the activities, the live shows that they do during the day, and we will also check out the Oktoberfest food offerings. So we'll show you where the booths are located, pricing, and we'll even try some food. So we're looking very forward to it. So it's gonna be kind of a mishmash of both events in one. Let's head into the park. So we made our way into the park, and one of the things I kind of want to point out while we're covering Kids Boo Fest is how the scare zones look like during the day, so you can kind of gauge the level of spookiness and maybe gore. So we will be showing some of that. And I also wanted to point out, even though we are covering Kids Boo Fest, if you do want to head out here for Fright Fest for $6.99, you can get a no boo necklace, which is probably not ironclad guaranteed to keep the monsters away, but it would definitely help if that's something you're sensitive to. The first scare zone you run into is Soul Harvest here in Texas State Square. You can see Big Spooky Pumpkin Man has made his return. They have moved the barn kind of back this way, and that's because they put this fun Fright Fest photo up here. You can see they've got the Fright Fest logo, and you've got the 30th anniversary pumpkin logo there. Very fun. And you even got some spooky boys up here. Very spooky, but scare zone's pretty similar to how it normally is. Nothing too crazy. There are some spiders over there, but you got this nasty boy right here though, this rat. So nothing too wild though to walk through during the day. So pretty tame. So here at Teatro Fiesta, located here in Los Festivales, you've got the Looney Tunes Halloween Dance Party. But on top of that, this is where the Looney Tunes Trick or Treat Trail is located this year. So you can see they've got all kinds of fun facades, and they've got some people in here just waiting to give you candy. So if you want some candy, this is going to be your spot during the day. So just like that, our first show of the day is going to actually be here in Teatro Fiesta, and it's the Looney Tunes Halloween Dance Party. Let's do this.
That's what I am. I'm here to do whatever I can. Be it early morning, late afternoon, or at midnight. It's never too soon to want to please you. I want to go to a place in the sun where we can all just have fun. Oh, tunes just don't wanna have. That's all they really want. It's some fun. I want candy. I want candy. I want candy.
And of course, as we head into Spotsburg, right under the train bridge that leads into Spotsburg, you've got your fun little Day of the Dead display. Always a favorite here at Fiesta Texas. We've made our way into Spotsburg, and right here in front of Bugs Whitewater Rapids is a really fun Oktoberfest display. A lot like what we saw at Six Flags over Texas with the fun hay and pumpkins and just really nice fall theme. So this just kind of signifies right here is where your Oktoberfest Food Festival stuff really starts. And there is a little info sign out here. You can see kind of the overview of the drinks. You can see Fridays to Sundays, September 10th through October 30th. And probably the most important thing on here is the fact that it does, the Oktoberfest booths do close 1 hour prior to park close. So I think we're going to continue our trek through. You can see all the little fun barrels that they've put out. And we also have some Kids Boo Fest stuff back here that we need to talk about. So during the nighttime, the haunted house here in the Spotsburg section is spooky, but during the day, it is the House of Curiosities. I am talking about your house.
It's perfectly clean, I promise.
Yes, yes. So, the family-friendly haunted house?
Yes, kid-friendly haunted house, which means no jump scares or anything driving out at you, but there is some spooky stuff in there just for the kids.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Take a tour.
I think we'll have to, yes.
Right now? Oh, you want someone with you? She's a little
walk through
reluctant. Come.
Let's do it. So we just went through the House of Curiosities, which is a family-themed, family-friendly haunted house that they do during the day. And as you can see, we kind of got pulled in by one of the characters from the house. It was very fun, no jump scares. It's a lot of the same kind of theming that you would see during the nighttime without all the monsters. So number one, it's friendly for kids, but number two, if you're curious to kind of look around a little bit more in the house during the day, is a good time. So you don't got to worry about getting all freaked out. But there was a little kind of storyline that they did with it. We had kind of like a tour guide through the whole thing, and it was really fun. Of course, it's free, so really great little offering they have for Kids Boo Fest. Right here, just outside of Coaster Candy, you have your first booth, which is the cinnamon bread booth. And pretty straightforward what they serve here. Cinnamon bread, buttery, fresh baked cinnamon bread, $9.99, and then you can get a regular beer for $10.99. So just across the way, next to Studio 6F is your next booth, which is the German Favorites booth. So this is also right next to the House of Curiosities entrance. But you can see we've got bacon wrapped broad on a stick, classic German bratwurst wrapped in applewood smoked bacon on a skewer, $9.99. German barbecue pork ribs, slow cooked pork ribs glazed with traditional German barbecue sauce for $9.99. And then you can get two sides if you want. They have German sauerkraut or German potato salad, and that's $4.99. I think one big advantage that Fiesta Texas has for Oktoberfest is their German area, but they didn't stop at just their regular theming. They did add a lot of banners and things like that. And it looks really nice out here. Right here outside of Coaster Candy, you also have a really fun, flowery, kind of floral Oktoberfest photo op. So you can see people enjoying that right now. Just a nice little touch. So as you're heading towards the entrance to Bugs Whitewater Rapids, you run into your next food booth, which is Best of the Worst. And don't worry about the clever name. They've got some good food here. You've got Currywurst, which is German bratwurst topped with tomato sauce and dusted with yellow curry. You've got chicken on a stick, fried chicken, breast filet with jalapeno on a stick, which is a big San Antonio thing. And then of course you've got the Bavarian Pretzel sticks served with beer cheese. And you can see those first two items are $9.99. Pretzel stick $6.99. And right across from the Best of the Worst booth, you have the Beer House, which is all of your drink offerings. And you can see this is where you can pick up your souvenir beer mug if you bought the sampler. And we'll talk about the sampler here in a minute. It's $14.99 if you didn't do the sampler. They also have regular beer, $10.99. They've got some mixed drinks and a syringe jello shot. So feel free to pause to look at that. And there's tons of other beer offerings there at the bottom. And your final stop is right here near the Grand Carousel, and it is Der Poorhouse. And this is going to be a big place for you to get some desserts. So you can see they've got cobbler a la mode, choice of hot cherry or blackberry cobbler topped with vanilla ice cream. They've also got German chocolate cake here. German chocolate cake served a la mode. And those are both $5.99. You can also pick up your souvenir beer mug here, or it's $14.99. And you can also get a regular beer, which is $10.99. So as you can see, once again, tons of beer offerings there at the bottom. So here is a look at the Oktoberfest Sampler wristband that you can get. It's around $27, and you get two items, and then of course you get the mug that is Oktoberfest themed. And so basically, two items, you get the mug with beer. It's a pretty good deal. And of course, like I've said before, your passes, your membership discounts and all that work on the food as well. And real quick before we jump into all of the food, a huge thank you to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. They actually provided us with the sampler wristband so that we could try some of the stuff for you, let you know how it is. So once again, we're very grateful. Thank you very much. For our first food offering, we decided to stop at the Best of the Worst booth, and these are the Bavarian pretzels with cheese. You can see not your typical pretzel here from Fiesta Texas. And for that price, you get a ton. So they gave us 2 cheese dipping sauces and 3 breadsticks. Let's give it a try. All right, y'all, let's give this breadstick a try, or I should say pretzel stick. So the beer cheese is really nice. It's got a nice flavor. The breadstick itself is not overly salty. It's very dense. I will say this might be something you want to share with somebody because it's going to really fill you up, but it is definitely a different kind of pretzel than what you are typically used to at the park, which is always a plus, just because it's a different offering. So I definitely recommend this. This is a very nice option, and if you were to purchase this on its own, like you saw, $7, and if you have a discount, even less than that. So really nice deal for this food. Our next stop was at the German Favorites booth for these barbecue pork ribs. You can see they got a pretty nice glaze on them. They do look a little crispy, so we'll have to see how that plays into the food, or the taste test, but definitely some nice juice going on there. You do get 3 of them, so it is $9.99, so just keep that in mind. All right, everyone, let's give these ribs a try. It's definitely not the freshest thing in the world. The flavor is really nice. I think the big thing with this is maybe this just been kind of sitting there a little bit too long, which happens at food festivals. I do like the flavor though, and it does kind of just fall right off the bone. The problem is it's just dried out a little bit, so not terrible. I would love to try it again, maybe when they're fresh, but you can't really gauge that at a food festival like this. But I mean, all in all, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not the best thing ever. So far, I do like the pretzels better than this, though. And the next scare zone you run into here during the day is Wicked Hollow in the Spotsburg section next to Bugs Whitewater Rapids. So you can see they kind of got some little spooky boys out here. You got like this little werewolf type of guy, and you've got this guy that came back, and of course you've got creepy doll ladies and such. But they've definitely toned this down, and probably for the better. A lot of the gory stuff has been kind of taken care of. There is a little bit of it over here, but nothing too crazy. So you just see more statues, but of course nothing that's going to jump out at you during the day. We ventured over into the Rockville area because one of your Oktoberfest drink booths is actually over here. So right in front of Hustler, you have another brews booth. And let's get down on this menu here. So this is where you can actually get a blood bag cocktail, souvenir beer mug, a beer frau, regular beer, syringe jello shot. You can see the prices there, $15.99, $14.99, $10.99, $13.99, $9.99. And then of course tons of drink options down below. As we move further into the Rockville section, you run into the Infestation scare zone, and you know, definitely a good amount of kind of wild things happening over here. You can see that there's a foot coming out of the bottom there. I don't know if that's like some salami or some intestines, but yeah, a little bit on the gory side even during the day. So just keep that in mind. This is definitely kind of an avoidable area, but yeah, there's all kinds of concerning things going on here. So just gotta keep that in mind when you're coming over here. They do have this awesome bus out here again too. And then of course there's all kinds of stuff down this way. You've even got this big old nasty boy up here on top of the candy store, big old alien. Very fun and very cool looking though. And we have backtracked our way back into Los Festivales here at Zaragoza Theater because they do have an entertainment offering here called Curse of the Zombie Prom, which is an all-new show and happens during Kids Fest.
Look, I know that we're on a break right now, but we promised Stacy we'd go, okay?
Right. Picture that! It was 1982 and I was enjoying my high school prom with the love of my life, my sweet teen.
The lightning bolt left us for dead. The power went to Mortimer's head. The lights came up, I began to cry. 99 red moons go by.
Can't you let the others be? Cause with you is what I got to be. Oh, sugar, rain, hanging out with your zombie friends. Cause your friends
the third food offering that we're going to try is the Currywurst, which is found at the Best of the Worst stand. And this is also $9.99. So, I think I've had this before, or some kind of, you know, rendition of it at least. So let's give it a try. All right, y'all, let's try this Currywurst. I actually really like that. The sausage has like a nice kind of tame flavor. You can definitely taste the sausage. It's got a nice casing around it, so it doesn't taste like it's been sitting somewhere too long. And then just the simple addition of the tomato sauce and the curry seasoning on top. It's a really nice, unique flavor, and I really like it. It's definitely a lot cleaner than the ribs too, so this is definitely one of I would call this a top option for me. And you get a pretty decent amount. It's about a sausage length's worth, so definitely a nice choice here at Oktoberfest. Final food item that we're going to try from the Oktoberfest Food Festival today is the cinnamon bread. So you can see kind of like a mini loaf of cinnamon bread. They put some icing on there, and you can see based off of my hand, it's a pretty big a deal there. It is $9.99, so it does look like you definitely get your money's worth. Let's get that oozing goodness. I'm really hoping that this is a hit. I actually haven't had this before. Let's give it a try. All right, so the first thing I will say, it was definitely a little difficult to get into with the plastic utensils, and it kind of did this thing where it just fell apart, so I'm hoping it tastes pretty good. It has a lot of flavor, and the flavor is good. I think what we're running into here, though, is just like the ribs, it's maybe been sitting in the warmer a little too long. But I can definitely tell, just like the ribs, if this was fresh, it would be delicious. And it's not bad by any means. It's just a little tough to get into. The flavor's there. It's definitely edible. It's not too dry. It's a little bit drier than if it was fresh, but it's not too dry. So it's a nice sweet treat. And you know, I know this is something they're really into. So hopefully as time goes on, this improves a little bit. But yeah, you do have to definitely kind of beware on this of the fact that it might be sitting in a warmer for a while. It definitely affects the quality of it. All right, so I just wanted to follow up on the cinnamon bread. We actually got a little bit further into the center, and it actually got really doughy and really nice. So maybe you just got to get to the center of it, and it is a really big piece of bread to really enjoy. But once we got to the center of it, really nice. We are heading over into Fiesta Bay Boardwalk, and it's important to point out that Daffy's Bus Stop and Taz's Tornado only operate during Boo Fest hours, so you can see that Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Here in front of the Crow's Nest, you have another Brews booth right here on Fiesta Bay Boardwalk, and we'll kind of get down on the menu here. So you can see we got a kind of the same thing as you have over at the one in Rockville. So blood bag cocktail, souvenir beer mug, regular beer, Currywurst, syringe jello shot. So it's another kind of convenience type of setup here. Over here down back behind Slingshot, you do have the Hell Valley Cemetery, which is another scare zone. You can see though, this isn't an accessible area during the day, so it's not really anything you've got to worry about when you're walking around the park, because it's kind of its own little standalone thing with its own entrance. We have wrapped back around into the kids section here in Spotsburg, and you can just see Thrill Seeker Park operates during Boo Fest hours, 12 to 7 on Saturday and Sunday. So just keep that in mind. All of these rides will close at 7 p.m. along with the children's rides over in Rockville. So one of the things that's not quite ready for Kids Boo Fest is this really fun maze that they have. So they've built this huge maze, and it actually gets pretty tall. So I think even older kids and some adults we'll have a lot of fun in here, and you can see that this will open on September 30th. So come back after September 30th, and you can check out this fun little maze they got going on here. We have ventured our way all the way down into Crack Axle Canyon, and here at the Windmill Ice House is another one of your brews booths for Oktoberfest, and it's kind of our typical suspects that we've seen at the other two or I should say 3 brews booths. So you can see you've got the blood bag, cocktail, of course, souvenir, beer mug, beer frau, regular beer, syringe, jello shot, and then some more of the beers down below. Also here in Crack-Axle Canyon is the Steam Pumpkin area, which during the day is very friendly and harmless. You've got a bunch of pumpkins kind of festooned. You've got decor on the buildings. But then over here you've got these really cool Steam Pumpkin characters. So you can see this guy right here. And as we swing around this way, sun's not going to play with us very well. But you can see this guy right here. So during the day, like I said, nice fun little photo ops, nice area to walk through. Nighttime though, not so much. So just keep that in mind when you're hanging out here at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. The other really fun thing we've noticed here in Crack-Axle Canyon is they've got these like little steampunk guys up here on some of these building facades. These are really fun. And they also have them on the other side on Iron Rattler Mercantile, which the sun's kind of not doesn't really want to play with us about that time of day, but you can kind of see them over there. Lots of fun. And near the entrance to Iron Rattler and Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger is your Final Brews booth here in Crack-Axle Canyon. So they do have 2 locations, and you can see it's all of your typical clients there. As we wind our way back towards the front of the park here by Whitewater Bay is where the Fear Acres Scare Zone is. So as you can see, nothing can really be seen during the day. So this is another one of those, has its own special kind of entrance setup. All right, everyone, that does it for this look at Kids Boo Fest and Oktoberfest here at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. As you can see, there's plenty to do to fill the first part of your day. We loved the 2 show offerings that they have, both very family friendly and fun. And I was pleasantly surprised by the Looney Tunes show because it also has live actors and live singing in it. So it's not just the Looney Tunes out there. There is another element mixed in. Curse of the Zombie Prom is fun because it has a storyline that goes along with it. It's not just your, basic music review, which is always nice. So it's a nice, fresh, new show. And, there's air conditioning in there as well. So that's always a plus because it's still pretty warm here in San Antonio. Oktoberfest was also great. And thank you again to Six Flags Fiesta Texas for offering us some sampler wristbands. We enjoyed all of the food. I think my favorite was probably the Currywurst. I also really liked the pretzels. I think the only thing that was maybe not as great for me just because of maybe the prep of it was the ribs, but everything else was awesome. And I love all the photo ops over there, the decor. They have Der Wurstband, which you saw a quick clip of. So make sure you come check that out. And like I've said a couple times in the video already, you do get your membership, season pass, whatever your food discount is that comes with your pass, you do get it on that food. So you can get that food at a pretty good price. Make sure to check out our guides at sfftsource.com. We have one for both Kids Boo Fest and Oktoberfest. It'll show you all of the offerings, and we'll even add some more pictures, things like that as time goes on, just so you can kind of get an idea of the full scope of the events. If y'all have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We thank y'all for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon.